If you work in the counselling field with either parents, children or families, then you do not want to miss this information. Joining me today is Sarie Nell, and if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because she is one of the top social workers in private practice in Gauteng, specialising in forensic work. She's also currently busy with her doctorate, and she's a lecturer at the University of the Western Cape. And I'm so excited because we are partnering up to bring you an amazing training course. Sarie, don't you want to tell us a little bit about this course that we're presenting together?
My pleasure. We are presenting a course called Understanding the Best Interests of the Child when you are working with families and children in dispute. Okay, that sounds a lot. Mostly it is to take it back. Children have needs, developmental needs, like we all know, and that become rights within the Children's Act. And it's very important that we have the knowledge and understanding of how the rights of the child connects with responsibilities and rights of the parent, and then to act within that best interest of the child.
Okay. And that term, the best interest of the child, is something that we very often hear in our profession. But what does best interest of the child mean, and who decides what is in the best interest of the child? And this is where the Children's Act really comes in.
Yes, and it's a very important question that you ask, because if you say best interest of the child, it's a term or a legal term that is thrown, left and right.
Yeah.
But it's actually 40 kind of criteria to determine the best interest of the child, and it's quite an individual, unique perspective, because legal people have a legal perspective of the best interest of the child, and us as mental health professionals to look at it as a psychosocial way or a family systems way.
So two different interpretations often
Totally.
of this term.
And that's where the conflict comes in between the legal arena and the mental health professional arena. We need to equip our colleagues, and that was the reason why I started this course, or written this course, after I attended a 1-year diploma fundamental children's rights course at University of South Africa's Law Clinic. It's quite intimidating.
I can
Quite
imagine.
intimidating, but I felt after that I need to put a very informative, very knowledgeable, comprehensive, and now how-to. It's actually a practical thing, Anri, is that you need to know how to work with certain sections in the Children's Act that is related to family law disputes and children being in dispute, because parents are fighting about children. And then you need to know how to act within the best interest of the child, because there's interrelation between the rights of the child, the rights of the parents, and we've called it balancing out the rights. And there's a lot of people that thinks that you need to take the parents' rights are higher in hierarchy than with children, but it's not so. The best interest of the child is paramount, and it's constituted in our constitution, in our Children's Act, and then we as professionals need to work within that boundaries.
Those
And
parameters, yeah.
and it's can be intimidating.
Very much so. And you mentioned a little bit earlier on about the different interpretations that we as counsellors or social workers then have versus what the legal field has.
Yes.
And that brings us to lawyers.
Yes.
So there's a part in this course that specifically focuses on lawyers.
Yes,
Tell us a bit about that.
Actually, and I know when I was still a young social worker, when somebody said something about a lawyer to me, I wanted to run away and put down the phone and never want to come back to the office. But they are not intimidating, and I felt that I need my skills that I've learned within my practice since 2009. I have put them in a module in my course and how to work with these people, because they're not intimidating if you intimidate back.
Okay, all right. So this course is going to equip the delegates with that confidence, or the knowledge actually, that gives them that confidence to say, I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm standing for, so that they can't be as easily intimidated.
Yeah, it's going to empower them. We need empowerment, because empowerment comes from knowledge. So if we do have knowledge about our work related to family law disputes or family disputes with children involved, and you know how to determine the best interest of the child, you can speak to a lawyer without being intimidated and know what to do and know what to say, and they're going to ask you to write a report. And within that as well, there's differences between professionals that working from a forensic side and a therapeutic side. So when you're in a therapeutic side, you are not allowed to do certain things, and that's why I decided this is a course for people that don't do forensics. This is people that work normally with parents. There's maybe a child or a parent that's in a dispute involved, and those knowledge and practical how to do the things will help our students with the course.
And you mentioned about families and disputes. There's very often very high conflict situations, parents bringing their fights and their issues to the table. So this is also going to equip our delegates to handle that kind of conflict.
Totally. I've created case studies, like real case studies that was involved in my practice, and we're gonna do practical role plays, how to do it. I will be the lawyer and the child, or the student will be the professional. And yeah, I think the course needs to be very practical. It's not, because law and Children's Act sections can be very boring,
I can imagine,
and intimidating, but I've bring in a fun factor like practical explanations and practical role play, so they will definitely know what I talk about when I say Article 23, and I mean that is related to parents, like grandparents that once say in a child's life, and they say that there's something wrong with the child. Or 26 and 21, that's for unmarried parents. So what do you do when a father comes into your office and say, I can't see my child anymore, I'm not married, but I've lived with her, and now she is like keeping my child away from me. And you're going to get those questions.
And this is where the different, when you mentioned that everybody has rights here, the parents have rights, the children have rights, and then taking all of these different components into consideration, it's going to be up to you very often to determine the best interest of the child. And we are going to unpack what that means. Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So there you have it. If you would like some more information on Humanitas Training Centre or on Sarie or on this specific course, you are more than welcome to visit our website. All the information will be available there.